Spider-Man Far From Home was an amazing movie that definitely had its share of twists to it, especially the ending and that mid-credit scene. How's it going, everyone? It's Warren, and Marvel has officially revealed an alternate ending to Spider-Man Far From Home as well as some other alternate scenes as well. So in this video, I'll be talking about the alternate ending and alternate scenes in Spider-Man Far From Home and why Marvel decided to do the mid-credit scene that they did. Also, if you'd like a chance to win an Iron Man helmet, a Captain America shield, an Infinity Gauntlet, or another Marvel Legends item, be sure to subscribe to my channel to enter my giveaway. I'm picking 3 new winners at 450,000 subscribers. Now, if you have not seen Spider-Man Far From Home, here is your official spoiler alert, as I will be talking about major events and the ending and post-credit scene of Spider-Man Far From Home. So, as I mentioned in a recent interview, writers for Spider-Man Far From Home Chris McKenna and Eric Sommers have recently come out and talked about some changes they made to Spider-Man Far From Home, including an alternate ending. The first thing that they talked about was there was a version of Spider-Man Far From Home where Mysterio was a villain right from the start. This version of Spider-Man Far From Home was actually going to be very different than the Spider-Man that we saw in the theaters. Writer Chris McKenna said, "With Mysterio, there were versions of the story where he was at the forefront as an out-and-out villain that Peter and Nick were chasing around Europe as he pulled off these events. All building to this backstory of why he was doing it, which was a wholly different third act. We went down a lot of different roads." Sommers then commented, "Ultimately, because Mysterio deals so much in deception, it was sort of natural that it led to a story structure where his entire identity was misled for a while." This obviously makes sense for a number of reasons, including what Sommers said in this interview. Mysterio is a villain of deception and illusions. In the comics, he is constantly trying to trick Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And ultimately, it made the most sense to see him as he was in the movie, a villain trying to trick everybody into thinking that he is a hero. The writers then talked about the ending and the mid-credit scene and said that it was always a plan to reveal Peter's identity to the world. However, they originally had him reveal his identity in the final battle and not the mid-credit scene. In the interview, McKenna revealed, "We played with the idea that Peter is the one who sacrifices his identity out of necessity during the final battle. Then it seemed more interesting if Mysterio tricks him into doing it, but anytime we wrote a version where he was being revealed to the world in that battle, it felt like it diminished the victory." So before it became a tag, it was really just the end of the movie. Right as he feels he's stepping up as Spider-Man, he has the rug pulled out from under him again. So the writers go on to talk about why they wanted to reveal Spider-Man's identity to the world and how much of an effect it would have on future Spider-Man films. In the interview, McKenna said, "We were challenged by the producers to come up with something that Peter sacrifices by the end of the movie. And when we hit upon that as a group, it became a very scary idea. Oh no, we can't do that. Then it's not a Spider-Man movie anymore.
Bitch, please, you've been to space."
It's such a bold maneuver that it became inevitable, particularly with a tricky character like Mysterio, who's this dark father figure. From the grave, is he trying to give Peter his I am Iron Man moment? It's thrust upon him, but is this a lesson or a punishment?" Sommers then commented, "We were definitely debating. Should we just reveal who Spider-Man is, or should we frame him for something and turn him into a pariah? Ultimately, we decided that both was the way to go. It's such a triumph at the end because he's got the girl and finally earned a big swing through the city, so we want to knock him down as far as possible." So in the next Spider-Man film that we're going to get, which if Sony/Marvel/Disney sticks to what they've been doing with the other solo Spider-Man movies, we should get a new one in 2021. Spider-Man/Peter Parker is going to be at the lowest point that we've ever seen him before. His identity has been revealed and everybody thinks that he's a villain and is going to be treated as a pariah, so everybody is going to go against him. I think the writers going this route ultimately leads to a better Spider-Man 3 movie. Instead of Peter's identity coming out in a final battle, it makes more sense to have Mysterio frame him as a villain and reveal his identity to the world. This will make a very different Spider-Man than we've ever seen in the MCU with Tom Holland and will ultimately lead to a very good story in Spider-Man 3. But let me know what you think about this alternate ending where Peter's identity was originally revealed in the final battle. Would you have liked to see this, or do you prefer the way that we got it? Comment down below with your thoughts, and also don't forget to comment with your favorite superhero or villain, like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can enter my giveaway and stay up to date on everything relating to the MCU. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.